Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. It's a lovely day. Most of the time it is. Today I'm going to talk about how I ended up joining the United States Army. I was in the Army for almost 5 years. 2 of those years I was deployed to Iraq. I'm going to tell you all about it right now. Let's go. So getting right into this, give you a little background on myself. I am 39 now. I'll be 40 in July. Yeah, I know. We're getting old. I get it. Anyways, I come from a really good family. Parents still together, married, been together probably way too fucking long, but they're great people. They raised me and my brother and my sister really well. Wonderful human beings, love them to death. Best parents, best grandparents anybody could ever ask for. We grew up about 35 minutes outside of Baltimore, Maryland. Suburbs, okay? That's what it was, suburbs. That's kind of where I wrestled. I played baseball. I didn't really do that great in school. I was pretty okay at sports. That's a thing, right? Pretty okay. Anyways. But just like a lot of teenagers growing up in the 90s, a lot of stuff was at our avenues of illegal stuff we were getting into. Never had to do any jail time. Ended up spending a couple nights in jail, but never really had to do any jail time or anything like that. Did get in some trouble for some possession charges and things like that. Everybody's smoking weed. It's just what it was. Plus, having a hub of a city of Baltimore being about a half hour away, it's literally at your fingertips. Pretty much anything you really want to get your hands on, or try, or experiment with, or whatever it was. So, growing up in that time frame, we got into it. We got into it a lot. So I started selling weed when I was probably 15. Okay, and right around that time period, we had a major shift in marijuana. All right, it went from getting this shitty ass fucking swag, seed stems, you're rolling pretty much blunts with it, like getting this shit dirt fucking weed, to we're starting getting nuggets and we're getting good pot, and the weed market just took off, making really good money doing this. I mean, I was 15 years old making really good money selling pot. With what comes with the drug game, 3 things: you're going to end up in jail, you're going to end up dead, or you're going to end up living a life that you probably shouldn't be going down. That's ropes all of them together. That's kind of the way I got to put it. So I'm selling pot, working these little bullshit jobs at like Pizza Hut and shit like that, kind of just coasting by in school. I do not want to go to college. That is the last thing on my mind. I don't want to deal with anything like that. So I decide this is what I'm going to do. Okay? Like low key, I'm going to sell weed, and that's how I'm going to get by. So I do that for a while, and I start making really good money. You know, end up making some enemies doing that. That comes with it too. You're not going to sell shit, and somebody else who's selling shit is going to be happy about that. There was all kinds of things that started to go in my life. I started meeting people I shouldn't be hanging out with selling any kind of narcotic. You're going to have opportunities to sell other narcotics. Okay, well, if you sell this, you can sell this. You got to realize ecstasy hit the scene in like mid to late 90s, and that shit took over. Anybody was selling that shit or using that shit or experimenting with, like, it was just, that was the scene then. So I started to dabble in that game, started making more money, but then with stronger drugs and things like that, you're going to start dealing with a lot shadier people, a lot of people that you wouldn't normally fuck with, but that's who I started to encounter. And I'm going to kind of run this into how I transitioned from where I was making good money, doing my thing, had girls, had all this stuff, to where I kind of ended up. I had about 3 guys that I would get my weed from, that I would flip, buy a quarter pound, bag that shit up into eighths, quarters, half ounces, whatever you can do to make your money, flip that shit, buy some more weed, okay? It's simple. It's basic math. I would invest, reinvest, okay, smoke a little bit myself, you know, maybe buy some ecstasy, flip that. I was getting into this at the early age. I guarantee you by 16 years old, a major chunk of what I did in my life revenue-wise was definitely through drugs. I don't recommend this, by the way, but like this is what I did. Like I said, still kept little bullshit jobs here. Oh, I'll work there for a couple months. I'll do this. I'll do that. Whatever. That was my main hustle at that point, was what I was doing. So eventually it happens, okay? I do not get busted. I don't. Okay? Many times I should have been. And I really should have been. And they didn't fuck around with that back then. You were going to jail. Okay? If you got busted with weight, you were going to jail. Or you're going to be on a very extended probation, or that was the time frame we were in. One of my good friends gets busted. Okay? One of my good friends gets busted. He's busted with I think 2 pounds. 2 pounds, but that shit was bagged up. That's distribution. Just throw that shit right on top of that. Like I said, they didn't fuck with this back then. That dude, he actually got off. Not off clean. I think he ended up doing, I think he did 18 months or something. He did get sentenced, but that and a hefty probation, he got off. But with what comes with that, comes with a whole lot of shit where people start telling on people. As soon as this dude got popped, everything kind of shut down. All right, so with what you had is what you had. Your connection was kind of cut off from right then, because he's not trying to get blown up. Nobody wants to sell anything. Everyone's kind of being quiet. You have what you have, what you got. That's kind of the way it went. This guy's doing his stretch. I know it's a small one for all you OG prison motherfuckers, but I'm just saying he's doing his 18 months, whatever. Magically one day, I see this guy outside of jail, and it's maybe 4 months into his thing. Okay? And I see this guy, and I'm like, damn, man, how the fuck did you get out? He's like, man, I don't know, some kind of shit. I got out. Good behavior or some shit. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, man. I was like, so what's up, man? You back in the... Yeah, I'm going to lay low for a little bit, man. I'm just chilling. I was like, oh, okay. All right, I got you. Yeah, that didn't happen. That guy got out early because he dropped dimes, because he ratted on people. And he was just doing some Carroll County bullshit time. Not saying anything about that jail or institution or whatever. I'm just saying that he wasn't doing Hagerstown or Cumberland or Supermax. He wasn't doing a big prison, Jessup. He wasn't doing these big prisons. He got out. The guy we were all kind of universally selling for, he found out about it. Shut down everything. Boom. It's done. That guy fucking moved. That guy, I think he moved to Pittsburgh or some shit, whatever. But this guy didn't want to do the time, so he started giving up names. Just so happened, my name was one of the names that guy gave. This is where it gets thick. My father, like I said, great man. Always left for work early as shit. I'm talking early. He's hitting the driveway. He's out there by 3:30 in the morning. One of them early, hard-working, blue-collar motherfuckers. He's leaving for work one day. I'm in bed asleep. I probably just got home at that point, I ain't gonna lie. So he goes down the driveway. Got a long-ass driveway. Goes down the driveway. Sees a vehicle going through our trash. There are men in khakis and whatever, literally just picking up our trash bags that are off the street, putting that shit into the back of their vehicle and driving off. My dad turns around in that driveway, comes right back up that fucking hill. You hear that knock, do 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 on the door. I kind of wake up real quick. Hey, Pop, what's going on? Oh, fucking what's going on with me? Why are there people picking up our trash and putting it in the cars? Why is that happening? Why is that happening? Why do I have dudes going through our trash? Why, Luke? Your brother's already moved out. I know he's not doing anything here anymore. What's going on? You know me. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. Pop, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I can't control that shit, what they do. No. But I can. Whatever you're doing, that shit is done. That's done. If you want to fucking live here, that shit is fucking done. All right, Dad. All right. Chill out. All right. I got it. I'm good. I'm done with it, all right? I won't fuck with it anymore. Right. So I knew that my dad knew and that I really had to lay low. I had to kind of tighten up my shit a little bit. Plus, I was getting older. At this point, I was about to be 18. So these were some major flags for me that shit I should probably be chilling out with. But just as easy as it was to start selling drugs, you get used to that lifestyle. You get used to all the things that come with it. That money. That money is the biggest one. It should be your motivator in a lot of things you do, but that's what it was for me. Let some new Xbox shit come out. Got that shit that day. PlayStation, whatever. It's what I did. That's how I made my money. Okay? So I'm laying low. I'm kind of just selling to my friends. Had another connection. It doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any better. Because right back in, I start trying to move weight again. Still living with my parents. My parents know I'm back into some shit. Your parents love you, by the way, okay? They don't want to see you fail. And sometimes they got to use some tough love. And being older now, I realize that shit. But at the time, I hated them for it. Because I had some shit in my house. My mom found it. My mom didn't throw it away. My mom hid it. She hid that shit. And I'd be like, Mom, I owe somebody money for that. I know you had to have found that. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Mom, I really need that back. Like, I swear I'll get it out of the house, but, like, I need that back. Like, these guys are going to fuck me up if I don't pay, like, not just fuck me up, but, like, they will fuck me up and I will still owe them that money. Like, you need to realize that. It isn't just you get your ass beat and that's what it is. No, you still owe them the fucking money and they're going to probably fuck you up pretty good. She gave me my shit back, or it just magically showed up back where she found it, okay? My parents know I'm up to no good. My dad's had enough of it. He was like, hey, man, you're 18 now. You got to bounce. And I had friends that had their spots and everything. I was like, man, fuck this shit, man. I'll leave. I'm 18. I don't give a fuck, man. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Totally acted like a straight asshole, spoiled fucking dick. Shouldn't have did it, but I did. And then I got to see what it was like to go live with people. I got to go see what it's like to live with people that are addicted to drugs, Oxycontins, Xanax, fucking dope. Go live with somebody that's an active heroin user. You'll see your shit start vanishing out of that house real quick. Where'd my digital camera go? Where'd it go? I don't even know, dude. They took some of my shit too. I don't even know, dude. I started to run into this shit all the time. Started to run into a lot of bad stuff going on in my life. Roads I did not want to go down. Places I ended up being around some people that, I mean, people nodding out. And I'm not talking like crack houses and shit like that. But very normal places that there was just a lot of drug activity and a lot of drug use. I know shit was getting bad for me. I wasn't really that hard into drugs. I mean, I think did like acid and some other shit, which isn't safe, but I was more in that experimental ecstasy, mushrooms, acid shit. So I knew things were bad. And I called my brother and I told him everything that was going on. And he was like, man, you need to get the fuck out of there. He's like, man, I'm telling you, it's not good. You need to get the fuck out where you're living. Go back with mom and dad. You know, I'm all upset and in my feelings. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? He's like, I don't know, man. Go to school. Get a fucking trade. Be a plumber. I don't know. Fucking do anything. You can't keep doing what you're doing, man. You can't keep doing what you're doing. He was honest. Because Chad had been in the game for a while. He's like, you can't do that shit anymore. All right. Get my shit. What shit I had left that wasn't fucking stolen or sold or pawned by whoever the asshats I live with did. I moved back with my parents. My dad was real cool, real honest, real direct. Son, let's make a plan. Here we go. What do you think about the military? I don't know. I watched Saving Private Ryan a couple times, and that show Band of Brothers was pretty cool. No, you fucking idiot. What do you think about joining the military? Nah, I don't know about that. Nah, I don't think that's for me. You know, that haircut and shit, you know, doing... did someone telling you what the fuck to do? I don't think that shit's for me. Don't think that's for me. Yeah. That was my options. Okay? That was my options because I was in a bad spot. I was in a bad spot. That was the option. My dad was like, look, just go talk to a recruiter. Just go talk to a recruiter. Look, you don't have shit else going on, and we've been down this road before. Just go talk to a recruiter. Mind you, I've been smoking weed, partying, eating like a fucking whale for years. I am way overweight. Way overweight. I could talk to some of these recruiters. The Marine recruiter looked at me and was like, yeah, homeboy, man, you have to really get into, you'd have to drop like probably 50 pounds to get into our shit. Like, that's just to qualify to make, like, to actually be eligible, man. Like, I'm just going to be honest. Navy, I wasn't really all about what they were because the Navy and the Air Force, the way they operated was, Navy and Marines, you qualify for your job. You don't really get to pick your job. At least that's, I don't know unless they change that shit, but the Army was like, you'll take the ASVAB, here's the list of the jobs you qualify for, you could pick it. I think that's the same way with the Air Force, not really sure. I go to the Army recruiter, he's like, look, man, what they do is they check your weight, they do a neck and tape test, they measure around your stomach, get your body fat, this is where you need to be according to your age. Look, man, you're going to have to lose like at least 32, 33 pounds in order, and he kind of ballparked that, in order for me to get you this. He's like, how about this, man? We'll get you to take the ASVAB, okay, and we'll see where we go. I'm like, fuck, is this happening? Like, am I going to join the Army? Like, I'm not ready for this shit. Like, fucking Iraq was in the swing. Like, it was this was, 2005? I joined in 2005? So, it's like, yeah, man, Iraq was still pretty bumping back then, so I say, look, this is what I'm going to do. I tell my dad, I said, Dad, look, I got shit going on. Can I please just focus on getting healthy and getting in shape to join the Army? Because I think that's my only option at this point, because I knew some of my friends that had went to college had already failed out. Okay? They'd been in school 2 months, already failed out. All that money gone, their parents mad at them. I was ready. My dad was like, look, son, I love you. I want you to do better for your life. I don't want to see you just end up. He said, eventually you're going to jail. You know it. I know it. It's going to happen. You'll probably get a good amount of time, too, if they catch you with something big. All right. I did nothing for the next month and a half of my life. My recruiter wrote me off. He's like, yeah, I'll never see you again, whatever. I literally went to this 24-hour gym we had and exercise once a day, but I would wear like a big sweatshirt hoodie, and I would get on that treadmill, put on some headphones. There was nobody there because I'd go really late at night. I don't think I consumed an actual carbohydrate for probably like 25 days. I kept it under like maybe 20 carbs a day or something like that. Very, very low. I went back and saw that guy like a month and a half later. He was like, holy shit. I was like, look, I'm kind of like barely walking in here. I have no fucking energy. Can we do this yet? I had taken my ASVAB. I scored okay. Look, we can do this. Let's take you to MEPS, the military and processing thing. Okay. That's how it went, man. You go down. This is what you qualify for. We got this job, this, everything. I saw infantry. Oh, what's infantry? Oh, that's the backbone of the military. That's the ones that get it done. You're the infantry. Follow me. Lead the way. You're the infantry. Plus, it comes with a $25,000 signing bonus. How's that sound? Well, shit. That sounds lovely. By the way, of that 25 grand, I think I saw 11. Yeah. Anyways, signed up. Hey, welcome to the Army. Never been on a motherfucking airplane in my life. Go from Fort Meade, Maryland, on a plane. Atlanta, Georgia. Here we come, baby. You know where you're going. You get on that bus from Atlanta, Georgia, you're going to Benning. You're going to Fort Benning, home of the infantry. And you know it when you pull in that motherfucker. That shit is sand hill. Sand everywhere. You're going to be running in sand. You're going to be rucking in sand. You're going to be doing everything. I'm going to get into that in the next video. This is what led me to the military. I did not join the military because I was a patriot and I really wanted to fight for my country. My life was going downhill and I was fucking up, and I needed a change, and the military was my out. But you know who I met in the military? About 90% of the motherfuckers that had the same thing as me. They might be from LA. They might be from Arkansas. They might be from Alaska. All these dudes, same road. I had nothing going on, man. I was probably up in jail. So that's why I say a lot of the bonds I made in the military, huge. All right, boys. So that's how I got in the Army. We're going to continue this. Just going to end this for now. It was the best thing I ever did in my life. Okay? It taught me things that I would never learn any other way. But that's what led me to the Army. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe.